Hey YouTube, JW, coming at you with another edition of Retro Knives, everybody's favorite. Today we're going to be looking at Western knives, sorta, real Westmark knives, which is kind of an anomaly. You saw me do my video on Coleman Western knife. It was my first fixed blade knife. Got this about early 90s. I was looking back through catalogs because I picked up this Dagger, which a lot of people are familiar with. Now this sheath I don't think is original to this knife, but this is a Westmark Dagger, and you know, most people when they see this, and these are very popular collector wise, the Westerns, okay? This is rosewood scales. This has the dark scales. I got this for about $25. The Western ones that I've seen had a basket weave sheath. This one has, I don't know what this is to, so forget the sheath. Western cutlery started in 1896, and one of these, this knife is pretty much, there's a few marks on the handles here, but the blade has never been used. And as you can see, there's no marks or dating on it. It just says Westmark there. And you know, Camillus bought Western in '91, and that's, you know, this era of knife. Western made really good knives. They're very popular in the collector market. Folders and fixed blades. A Western knife like this, with sheath, original, in this shape, is going to go for at least $50. But with this being the Westmark, it was buy it now. It could have gone for more, but I snatched it up. So a guy made a comment on one of my new arrival pictures on Google Plus, and he said that looks like the Western W77s that they made in the 70s. So I got to thinking, well, I don't know a whole lot. I mean, I know the history of Western, but I don't know a whole lot about Westmark. You know, where does Westmark fit in with Western? Were they made in the 80s? Were they made right before they were sold to Camillus? So going back and finding some old brochures from different years. There was a brochure that I saw from 1975 that had Westmark knives listed in it, and from what I can gather, Westmark started in 1970. When they ended making the Westmark, this is a Western knife, but it's a Westmark trademark. It's just another name for the Western knife. Why it's called Westmark and what year this knife is, I do not know. There is no date code on it. It just says Westmark. I think this knife is from, I think it's from the 1970s sometime. Like I said, these are very popular. Great knife. Feels great in the hand. I don't know what the steel is on it, but some sort of stainless steel, obviously. It's better than 440, I would imagine. See how thick it is there. Love the rosewood. These are the dark rosewood grips. You'll see the dark ones with the black sheath, and you'll see more of a wood, you know, brown wood colored rosewood grip with the tan leather sheath. Typically is the more common of the two, and like I said, they're very popular on the collector's market, but there's a lot of them out there. I see them for sale quite a bit. So what interested me about this was actually said Westmark and not Western, because it's a lot easier to look through the history of Western and Westmark. Westmark is actually, it seems to be more, I don't know if they're worth any more money, but it seems that the Western ones are much more common than the Westmark knives. So I think this is from the 1970s. If any of you guys have any input, any of your specialists on our Western collectors, let me know. Put it in the comments below, and I appreciate you guys watching. This has been another edition of Retro Knives.